Kate here, welcome back to my channel. Next is part 2 of the review for the Adagio teas that I unboxed last week before? Last week, I think. So yesterday I reviewed the first 4, so I'm going to go over the rest of them. So the ones I'm going to be going over today are Cullen, Solus, and Dorian, and Aquarius. Again, for those of you who maybe didn't see the other ones, these 3 are fandom blends. Adagio has this kind of neat thing that people can do where you can do up blends, and a lot of them are based off of like movie, book, video game, different kind of franchises. So these are from a video game series called Dragon Age. They're part of a sampler set that I had that I did the ones from the other day. Aquarius is one of their blends. They have a Zodiac series, and so that's what the other one is. So I will get started with Cullen. Cullen is a blend of Assam caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, and lemon verbena. This is what Cullen looks like loose. This one smells, I'll start with the description from the website. Straightforward, maybe even a little simple, but strong, earnest, and exactly what you needed when everything else was just too much. This one smells really nice. The caramel is really strong. Caramel and vanilla I found were the main notes when I was drinking it, with a little bit with the cinnamon being really kind of more of a faint one. I'm a really big cinnamon fan, so I was kind of hoping the cinnamon would be a bit more pronounced. This one I went back and forth on, and I'm actually going to have to try a couple more times. It was good, I enjoyed it, and then there was just something that wasn't quite, so I tried sweetening it, but then I think I over sweetened it, so this one might be one that's better with like a little bit of sweetness in it, just to make that that caramel just a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit more recognizable almost, so it had a little bit more sweetness to it, but I think I went a little too much on it. I like it. It's really different. It wasn't as good as it started to cool down. I found that it got the flavor wasn't as good when it cooled off, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one iced. But again, I'm gonna have to try this one a few more times to see how I really feel about it. The next one is Solus. So Solus is lapsang, masala, chai, Irish breakfast, and cloves. So let me show you what this one looks like. The smell on this one is different. I think it's the cloves, which is the sort of most dominant aspect. It kind of reminds me of like a new car smell meets holiday ham. My husband said that it smelled smoky, like kind of like our smoker when we're smoking meat. So I suppose that's probably the same kind of thing there. But it really is. I think the clove is really the dominant aspect. The tea's okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it was spicy and warm and drinkable. I think the smell is the most distinct part of it. And yeah, so certainly an interesting one to give a try. Dorian is the next one. Dorian is green chai, gunpowder, chocolate, cardamom, and red peppercorns. So if you take a look, that's what it looks like. You can see there's a little bit of the red peppercorn right up at the top. Just dump some of it out. Okay. And then again, the cloves are pretty recognizable. All right, so let's get some of that off my notes. Dorian is described as dark, smoky, alluring, and incredibly sexy. It knows its hot stuff. It smells, this one actually reminds me of the smell of these chocolate cookies that my Nonna used to make. I'm not even entirely sure what's in them, and I'm pretty sure they weren't anything, like they're not some like secret Italian recipe, but they were the cookies she used to make. And they were really, really dense, and they used to be part of the cookie trays that we did for everything. So it may not even just be the chocolate ones that I remember the smell of, it's just that maybe those were the ones I ate, and this was what the cookie tray smelled like. But that's what the smell reminds me of. So I'm thinking the chocolate is probably the main thing I'm smelling, and maybe some of the spice. I found this one when drinking, it was really light. It had kind of a spiced chocolate flavor to it, and I really liked this one. This one this one, I think, of the fandom ones, this one and Fenris are my favorites. So this one, again, is one that I really liked, one that I would probably order again. And then the last one, Aquarius. And this one, again, I just have to, like, this box just blows my mind. So it's in a tin, it's sealable, it's got the really pretty kind of art on the front, and then constellations on the inside. Their packaging is just absolutely blows my mind. And when you look at the description, so this is part of the Zodiac series. Aquarius, obviously, January 20th to February 19th. So it's a black tea infused with hazelnut and vanilla that will fuel Aquarius's inventive thinking and lively conversations. Aquarians are visionary and offbeat intellectuals who love to exchange ideas with friends, preferably over a strong cup of tea. This aromatic blend stimulates the senses, while bits of cocoa nibs and blue cornflowers satisfy Aquarius's thirst for the unusual. So the ingredients in this one are black tea, oolong, hazelnut flavoring, vanilla flavoring, cocoa nibs, and blue cornflowers. And if you take a look at this one, you can see the blue cornflowers in there. They give it a really pretty look. It smells really good. You can definitely smell the hazelnut. I would say when I drank the tea, that was, again, probably the main one. So I found it was mild. It was the black tea comes through, but not in a really strong, like I've brewed black teas. I have some Australian breakfast tea that'll put hair on your chest. That's not the kind of black tea this is. So I found it was fairly mild. The black tea comes through definitely, but it's a nice, it's not bitter. And the hazelnut is the kind of the main note with the black tea. It's also the dominant scent, but it's not, it's like the hazelnut flavoring. It's not with the chocolate and hazelnut, it's not like a Nutella kind of thing. It's sorry, my allergies are acting up. It's a nice, it's just a nice, more complex flavor. This one was really good, really drinkable. This one made me happy. I tried this one and I was a little bit nervous because it isn't the teas that I've been drinking most often lately. It's, like I said, I'm more into some of the other kinds of teas, the green teas and the white teas. So I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about this one, but it made me really happy. It's I talked in the other review about some of the ones that were, good for people who aren't really into tea, but just kind of want what they think of as kind of just a basic cup of tea and what tea is supposed to taste like. This one's kind of, it's very accessible like that, but it's not boring. So I really liked this one. I'm obviously not going to need to order any more for a long time. This is a huge tin, but this tea made me very happy and I will definitely drink this one. So I really like that one. So those are the ones that I had ordered from Adagio Teas. So my favorites were Dorian, Fenris, and Aquarius. There weren't any of the other ones I didn't like. There were a few that were really kind of basic that I would put aside and use mostly for when I've got company, people who maybe are more used to just drinking tea bags that they get at the grocery store. And then I have a couple others that are kind of more unique, ones that I would go through and go, you know what, I'm just looking for something different than what I'm drinking all the time. I can try that. There aren't any of them that I'd go, you know what, I really don't, this wasn't good, I wouldn't drink it. I wouldn't recommend it, but the three that I liked the most were Dorian, Fenris, and Aquarius, and it didn't come as a surprise to me that Dorian and Fenris are both have green tea in them, because that's really more my usual go-to. Today I am drinking a green tea. This one is actually just David's Tea Lime Gelato, which I had got my most recent haul from them, which is apple senchai green tea, pineapple, lemongrass, and some creamy lime flavoring. This is one that actually reminded me of the lemon pound cake scent, but with more of a lime than lemon slant to it. And I actually just brewed it straight in a bottle of sparkling water, more for kind of a tea pop kind of experience today, because it is warm and I wasn't really feeling the tea kettle today. So it's quite good. I'm enjoying it. It makes a nice refreshing change to the water. I'm trying to drink more water, even though it's cold, even though it's hot outside, so I don't always want to have a hot tea. I'm trying to drink less pop. So the sparkling water is a good way for me to do that, to make something a little more interesting, because otherwise I get bored of it and then I just drink pop. So this is something I'm trying, is brewing some of my teas straight in the sparkling water and seeing what kind of flavors that gives me. So this actually is pretty good, so I'd recommend that as well. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have questions or other things you'd like me to take a look at, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day and talk to you next time.